Yo, what is going on, guys? Aspect Gaming back once again in GTNH, in episode 31. And today we're starting up by the AE system. Some things are changing around the base. I did something pretty radical and ridiculous. I crafted the tier 3 rocket. This is not the ridiculous thing. This was actually super easy to make. Pretty much all the stuff we have automated. So it was just basically a request, and then I just crafted it. But I'm working in the AE2 room a little bit. Some changes around here. And you're going to notice this massive grid back here. Now, not to start lawn basing, there is a vision for dividing walls and making it look a little bit more interesting, but I just need like a huge place to put machines down because I'm expanding at a rate that is crazy. So I just need a spot to put machines. I have a vision for a really cool ceiling. There's going to be like a massive like stained glass kind of window with like a circular like magic circle pattern. That's not going to happen for a little bit though. But yeah, at the moment, I forget if I did this on camera. Did I craft this compressor on camera? I don't know, but I have the compressor now. I have a chest prepared over here. This is a chem plant. So this guy, we're going to put this together in just a moment. This is required for the tier 3 rocket because that rocket no longer accepts the regular cetane boosted diesel fuel. So if we take a look at the rocket fuels, just type out. So cetane goes up to tier 2. We're not making that. The one that I want to make is dense hydrazine. Yes, here it is. This is for rockets up to tier 4. Now, this recipe gets a little bit complicated. Methanol is nothing serious. I think I already had that programmed actually. But the hydrazine has a bit of a chain. So I gotta look through this and figure out what route I want to go through because I'm not sure yet. So for hydrazine, we need a couple circuits in the chem plant. 21, hydrogen peroxide and ammonia is going to give you a hydrazine. The hydrogen peroxide is going to come from, this recipe, oxygen, ethyl anthrohydroquinone, and anthracene. So the ethyl anthrohydroquinone comes from ethyl anthraquinone plus hydrogen, and you get this originally from ethyl benzene and phthalic anhydride dust. This is easy to make in a dehydrator. This is a biocircuit, something, I have a dehydrator already. We'll just set it up to do this recipe and only this, because there's probably, there's nothing else that I could do, which is awesome. Okay, and then ethyl benzene is easy to do as well. This is just ethylene and benzene, whatever. That's super easy. So that recipe is done. This one's a little bit awkward. I need to make an orange metal catalyst. I can just manually make this by sending stuff to my manual assembly chest. We need to set up palladium processing. That'll be easy. So that's done already. Or it's not done, but you know what I'm saying? Then we take this. This is going to make us our hydrogen peroxide. You add oxygen and some anthracene. Oh, wait, I got to deal with this. Hold on. The anthracene is coming from coal tar. And I can make this with a coke oven because I have infinite coal right now. We can just send coal to this to make coal tar whenever we want this stuff. So we're a couple setups away from going to the tier 3 planets and therefore upgrading my energy. So let's just take it one bit at a time. Let's build the chem plant. And the way we're going to do this, so this is pretty cool. I don't know how long this has been in the game, but you can like select the different channels of your, like you see the multi-block preview. So I'm able to switch between the channels here. And I have like a pretty specific, oh, I got to take out my, what is it called? This thing, my hologram projector. But yeah, I have a pretty specific mixture of things here. So we can just set all the channels to be individually what I need them to be. And then, EV casing, titanium pipe casing, HSSG. Then we copy to the projector. Okay. So now if I place this down, this should just place pretty easily. And you know, how big is this block? That is a 7x7. All right, so it has to go like right here to be centered. Okay. Looks like almost everything placed. There's a couple things missing. It's probably confused. It doesn't know where to put the energy hatch, but I'll just place it myself. Sure, right there makes sense to me. And then I should place the rest of the stuff when I click. No, maybe not. It must be missing something random. Maintenance hatch, where is it? Okay. I don't know why it's not placing, but that's the way you do it for like random complicated multi-blocks. I remember placing this by hand like years ago. It's just really funny. The way this game's improved is so significant. I just real quick had to make a weird recipe because I realized I need one of these, a catalyst housing. Because one of my recipes is requiring this orange metal catalyst for this one. I'm not going to say the name again. Looks like it's also used for one other recipe. I don't know what this is used for. Just more rocket fuel. Okay, I see. Pretty much used for like one or two things. Kind of weird, but whatever. And here we go. The coal tar setup is completed. Pretty straightforward. Nothing we haven't seen before. ME export bus with coal into an input bus. This guy runs on circuit 8 in the recipe. It's not worth looking at, but it makes coal tar. We're also getting small piles of dark ashes. I guess I'll throw a super chest on that to store them. I'm crafting that right now. We have 5 outputs in the distillation tower. Coal tar oil, naphtha, ethyl benzene, anthracene, and kerosene. Now, naphtha is like I'm kind of whatever about. Same with the coal tar oil. I guess that... What does this have uses for? I probably should have looked at it earlier. This can make naphthalene. Okay. Yeah, I'm making naphthalene in a different way right now, aren't I? I don't remember. No, I guess I'm not. So that's actually useful. That's a pretty nice thing. So we'll just put storage buses in all these, and I'll use them when I need to, I guess. Now that we have anthracene available, let's start programming the chem plant recipes. Okay, everything's ready. I'm not sure what's going to work, but we're going to try it. That is the 10 cells dense hydrazine to satisfy the quest. And I think it should fill the whole rocket, and we'll be happy with it for a while. I just have all the circuits sat in the input bus, and it doesn't seem like it messed up yet. But I could be proven wrong, as I often am. Okay, I did mess it up the first time. If you're doing something like this with a lot of recipes, you need to set blocking mode here and put an advanced blocking card on here. Otherwise, like, I don't know, I got like lost in the AE system. I don't even know what happened to it. Because it didn't power fail, but my shit disappeared, so I don't know. But now that the blocking mode is enabled, it will not do that again. And now I have dense hydrazine. Oh, I didn't get lost. It actually made it. It just didn't finish it, you know? Like, it was messed up because of the blocking. But, okay, I got 2 of them done. The blocking is a good idea anyways. Not sure where to put this exactly, but before we go to the next dimensions, I'm going to try out this ore drilling plant. I know this makes like a ton of ores, like an absolute ridiculous amount. So we're going to see just how much it's going to do for us. I guess we're just going to throw this guy right here. So I'm making... I need to die. I got these ender tanks out of a loot bag a while ago. I could craft them at this point, I believe, but it's fine. Getting them out of the loot bag is pretty lucky. Also, I was saving the loot bags forever for this, so we need to make use of it somehow. But yeah, this is going to have drilling fluid in it. I forget which side is out. I guess we could see right here. Okay, so it connects. I believe that means output, the orange. Let's connect the pipe to it and double check, I guess. Yeah, okay, orange is out, blue is in. Makes sense to me. And then we're going to give this a crafting card as well. So if we're out of drilling fluid, this will automatically request more of it. Okay, perfect. Also, this has way more storage capacity than I remember it having. So we're happy with that. So yeah, that's the drilling fluid. This is required for the drilling plant. And then we need a way to power this as well. So the main idea that I have for that is just a ton of fluid cells, which maybe we can make a better one. But yeah, I'm just going to use the diesel that I still have. There's better fuels we can make soon, but we're just going to use this for now because we already have it set up. Look at what I made. This is a chrome fluid cell. I could have made a bigger one, but this stores 2 million liters. So I guess we're going to bring a super tank with us, and that's how we'll be distributing this stuff, which is pretty good, actually. Okay, I think everything's ready. My oxygen tanks are full. My thermal helmet. My thermal gear is upgraded. My mining bag. I have 4 compressed chests. I'm going to hope that this works to fill everything. And then what I'm looking for is plutonium ore. So where does this spawn? Ceres. Isn't this where the dungeon is? Let's take a look at the quests, if you will. Yeah, it is. Okay, so we can set this miner to go and then go look for the dungeon. That will work out really well. Guys, I lost my prospector too. I don't know where it is. I think I must have desynced like my inventory and my backpacks or something because this is like weird. Like, I don't lose stuff like this usually. I don't know what is going on, but I guess I'm gonna make a new one. I think I could actually upgrade it as well. Let's take a look. Yeah, I made another IV one. This one has more durability, and it does 7x7 chunks, so we're ready to launch finally. That was a lot of preparation. I thought I'd be done with this already, but it is what it is. And now we are very close to a completely massive upgrade. And we are landing on Ceres. This is huge. This is the Ice Moon, I believe. Okay, now we're going to do some prospecting, as always. And what was I looking for? Ooh, Tantalite is nice to find. I'm looking for plutonium. I finally found the plutonium. I'm going to leave my miner going this overnight because it's a bit late for me now. But look at how long I had to run around to find this. I don't know where I started, but I did this huge trek scanning, and I only found it over here. And there is something kind of cool. There's a lot of platinum ore here. Not that I really need it, but the chrome and the sheldonite is new. The platinum and palladium seem interesting. So maybe I'll grab one of those as well, just see what it's all about. Yeah, we're going to set this guy up here, and I'm going to go to bed. So I stopped the miner. These 4 chests came out from it. I threw out the stone dust as well. But yeah, it got a little bit off topic. It has like a whole bunch of like iron and nickel and copper in here. But I did get a lot of plutonium. I did get a lot of naquita. Those are the 2 things I was really interested in, which are going to help us progress. So the knack is kind of interesting because right now this processing line to deal with this looks kind of crazy. Like I don't really want to deal with this at the moment. How am I on titanium? I guess I'm on a titanium trifluoride. But yeah, this kind of feels like a lot right now for me. So we're going to skip it for the moment. And what we're going to do is melt these into a blast furnace. And these are going to give you 2 nuggets each. Oh no, it's 2 dust for 1 nugget. So how much dust do I have? 958. So that's like, let's round it to 1,000. That's 500 dust. Divided by 9. Let's see, that's like a stack almost, isn't it? 55. I'll get 55 ingots. And then these ingots, 1 knack wafer, let's take a look, is just 1 knack ingot. So the naquita is like super duper efficient when it comes to making the bowls for the wafers. And you get 64 wafers out of a single bowl. And then these wafers all have more efficient recipes in a laser engraver, so they last you longer as well. It is super worth. We're going to do that. I guess we're just going to do all of it, because I mean, I can get more of it. It's kind of the same theory as like my original platinum smelting that people, probably people were not fond of. But like, I'm going to get more of it later. It's just, it's a recipe that I can just go get more of it, you know? This is circuit 2. So why not use the inefficient recipe to get a big boost right now? And I'll just get more of it later because I don't care. That's a long time for each ingot, by the way, at LUV. Alright, this is just 4 amps of IV. But still, a minute for each of them? That's 1,000 minutes. Okay, whatever, it's fine. We'll just let it go for a while, and we'll come back to that later. But the cool stuff that I did get, let's see if we take a look. I smelted down my plutonium. Yeah, look at that. I got so much plutonium. Now for this, I believe this has to go in the compressor to make the regular shaped plutonium. Let's double check that. Yes, I was correct. So yeah, we're going to program that into our compressor. I mean, I guess I'll tell it to do like a whole bunch of them just so that it has something to do and doesn't just trickle them in one by one. And then we're going to start making the plutonium fuel rods. All right, the fuel rods are done. I have them sat downstairs. I'm working on expanding this area right now. We're looking for another great rewire of the base because this is not good anymore. So my main idea, I guess, is to, instead of like focusing on the front part of the base, we're going to focus on this back side over here and start the wiring out over here. So you can see here I'm building my Lapotronic supercapacitor back over here. And I have some IV tier capacitors that we're going to put in here. I cheaped out. We made the minimum, but, you know, we'll upgrade it later. It's okay. And then I need glass for this thing. I forgot about that. How do I get the glass? Does it have to be borosilicate? It probably does. So yeah, let's see what glass tier I need, and we'll work on that next. All right, well, I got a plan figured out. If this works the same way that my math thinks it does, it should be really, really good. So we're going to do 5 reactors total with MOX in them at 99% heat. and then these will be each making about 13 amps of IV energy. The last one that I'm gonna make for now is gonna be running a little bit lower. It's gonna be about 12 amps of IV, and the purpose of that is to create a line of 64 amps of IV, transform that up to 16 amps of LUV, and then we're gonna take that, send it to a 64 amp energy hatch on my Laptronic supercapacitor, and then we're going to distribute that with 64 amps of IV, transform to 16 amps of LUV, and then we'll just use transformers for 4 amps of IV wherever we need them off of the LUV line. Hope you took notes, because that's what we're doing, and that's what I'm going to be working on. It's going to be a lot of resources, but I'm almost prepared. So as we can see, I programmed in a whole bunch of recipes. So my 64 amp hatches are here. I only need one of each of them. I'm severely rate limited by my blast furnaces right now. Or my singular blast furnace that's good. My other ones that are doing miscellaneous tasks. So as we can see, like, it's quite behind. So let's put this over here. And then I'll set this to go, I guess, overnight again. Yeah, that's going to have to run overnight and into the next day. We are severely rate limited by EBFs right now. And the problem is that I can't afford to run more. They're just like, they're too slow, too much power. But after a little bit more time, we should be able to run like a ton of them. And as we can see here, I have my MOX being made here. I have to go mine another plutonium vein as well. I don't have enough MOX yet. I think one more vein should get me at least 4, maybe 5 if I'm lucky. We'll just have to see. But once you have it done, the really good news is that it's a recycle loop. So as long as we stagger each of the fuel rods by like a little bit, maybe I'll try to do it by like 20% so they all don't die simultaneously. My autocrafting will keep up and they will completely recycle themselves. So it's going to be really nice. So I have to process this down, I guess. I'll just throw it. Let me pause the EBF and I'll process down a ton of ores. And then I shall, from there, set my miner back up with a ton of compressed chests. And then we'll keep going from there. Hopefully to get more plutonium. Okay, a lot of troubleshooting later, and everything is fixed and working. I have the first 2 reactors online. I'm limited by fuel rods right now because I want to have enough left over to fill the reactors back up. But that is what it is. It's okay. So what we have here are reactors running with MOX at 99% core temperature, making a little bit more than 13 amps of IV, but that gets rounded down to 13. So then it goes into the transformer where it's stepped up to LUV, where it travels along this main line of a 16 amp LUV cable. So with 5 reactors, we will downscale one a little bit to make it so that we're not overamping the cable. And we'll make about exactly 64 amps of IV. And it'll all go to my LSC over here, which has a insane power transformer, which goes into a 64 amp IV hatch. So this guy shows that we're getting 200,000 EU per tick. Accurate, because I have 2 of those on. They're making about 105k each. So yeah, this is the power system. I was trying to use wireless redstone, but I don't know if you knew this, but these things don't transmit signal strength. It's just on or off, which is kind of whack. So I got rid of those. Now we just have a long wire. I could hide this later, I guess. I switched to using higher tier coolant as well. And you have to update all this in the code as well. So like, you got to change all these to 360s, change all of the fuel checks to quad rods of MOX. Make sure you select the one that has durability. There's 2 of them in there, I believe. One with no durability. That might have been for uranium, I forget. But yeah, you need to attach all of your transvector interfaces as well. This limits the amount of slots going through your wall, so you're safer if they blow up, which I did have one blow up when I was testing, but it's okay. We have backups. And also a really important note here is that this damages you if you get too close to it. You need these advanced cables. The advanced cables won't burn up. And then to place those, you have to put cable camouflage on them. I don't know why, it just is what it is. So these are all identical. And now let's show you how I got this up to temperature. So you use a thermal monitor. You run a little redstone circuit like this. And then you hit this button, crank this up, And this is just saying like invert the signal. Like it's going to turn it off when it reaches this temperature, which is 99% heat. I'm gonna bring this down quite a bit. I'm gonna only bring it to like 70, just because of I want this reactor to run much slower than the other two, just for reasons, because I don't want to overamp the cable. So you want to bring your core temperature up slowly. So you can start off a little bit quickly at the beginning, but just be ready to take these guys out once you start approaching your desired temperature, which in this case is 70. So I'm getting pretty close. We're going to take these out. And then you slowly bring it up with the quad rods. As you reach like a couple percentages off, leave 2 of them in. When you're within 1, I leave just 1. And then when you're going to 99, you close the door real quick when you just have 1 and you watch it turn off. Well, it should be any second now. It's just a safety precaution, because if you like skip a tick, it's literally going to blow up. Like, but once this is up and running, it is beautiful, and it will never, I'm not going to say never, it will never go wrong. How could this possibly go wrong? So yeah, now we're turned off, and we were at the desired heat level. The reactors do damage you based on the heat. I don't know if there's a counterplay to that, because I didn't realize it did that, so I did it in survival mode. Ooh, get me out of there. Yeah, now that reactor's heated up as well. I gotta make one more melodic cable for that. I just chose the melodic alloy cable because it was pretty cheap, and it was 16 amperage cable, which is exactly what I needed at the moment. So yeah, pretty nice. We have 2 of these online right now, and that's already a massive upgrade. We went from 36,000 to like 210,000 EU per tick. That's pretty good. And it's only going to take a couple more minutes to fill, and we have a lot more room to go. We can make 3 more of these reactors. It's just a matter of once I get the plutonium to do so. I have one more note about the LSC. This is kind of like a legacy hatch. This is my old wiring for the base. I have a 64 amp dynamo hatch as well. This is going to be for the wiring of like the north base, because that's where we're going to be primarily building from now on, is towards the north over here. And we will rewire everything. And there should be shorter cable runs, because if we branch out with like I guess like a big like U, it's a Y shape really of the whole base, because you think of it's like the Y, then it goes forward there, then it goes back out, forks over there. And then in the middle, we're not going to have many machines. It's going to be like livable places. And that's kind of the idea. Also, it looks like 1 EV vacuum freezer is good enough to run 2 of these. I will upgrade to 2 IV ones soon, just to be like super safe with the vacuum in case I lose like what's it called, maintenance on these, and they start running less efficiently. But yeah, I'll do that later. And it seems to be working just fine. And there is an automatic shutdown if it's not keeping up, and the LSC buffer should be enough to keep it running for quite some time. So that is what the plan is. I found another interesting issue. My LSC wasn't turning off the power. These cables actually lose power as they run. I thought they just held it forever, but I've never had a long cable run like this before. So I just lowered this red crystal down to 11, because the LSC is full right now, so when it's reading 11, it's going to turn this off. That's one way to fix it. The other way is just to move this circuit closer to the LSC, so I'll put it down here later, and then we'll use the wireless redstone to send that signal from there to over here. Because the wireless redstone does not care about signal strength, it just sends the signal on or off for some reason. And that's all that matters, because right here, no matter what, the signal is going to be strong, 15. If sorry, the fire is distracting me, but it's perfectly normal. You guys get what I'm getting at. We can move the circuit back there and just send the output of it to where it has to go, and that'll work out just fine. But this also works fine. And the only reason I built this right here is because the other one was right next to it. So I'm like, oh, let me just move it into the room. I could actually tear this all down now. This is all useless and not going to get done anymore. All right, that's going to do us in for today. Pretty much done for now. We got our power massively upgraded. Tier 3 planets unlocked. There's probably more stuff for me to get. There's a lot more for me to do, I know that. We can run more EBFs now that we have plenty more power. There's so many things that are being unlocked for us right now. And we're going to be able to do much bigger AE2 crafts without me having to worry about power failing my base. I can massively upgrade my clean room without worrying about power failing my EBF. There's so many new horizons, if you will, unlocking for us right now. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. And, oh, I didn't mean to fall. Have a good day.